Micro Assessments module allows you to administer assessments to students in a simple, secure, and user-friendly way. Assessments are securely administered via our student assessment portal. Assessment results can be easily analysed across classes and assessments to provide a single view of the student's performance. We offer a large library of assessments aligned with both the Australian curriculum and the wider Shaping Minds resource library. To view your classes, select Classes under the My Assessments menu. The tabs at the top of the screen allow you to toggle between current and previous classes. In order to begin creating assessments, you must first define a class. To define a class, click the Create Class button at the top of the screen. Enter a class code, class name, and define the start and end dates for the class. Typically, the start and end dates for a class reflect the school term, semester, or year relevant to the class. Once these fields have been provided, click Create. Once a class has been created, students must be assigned to the class. To assign a student to a class, click Add Student. You are able to assign either existing students or new students to the class. To add an existing student, click Add Existing Student, then browse for and select the relevant students. Once students have been selected, click Add to Class. If the student does not already have an account at your school, you can create a new student. It is important to first check if a student is existing, as creating a duplicate student record will likely cause technical issues for the student. To add a new student, click Add Student, then Add New Student. Enter the student's name and student identifier. We recommend using the student's full name and student number, as this student will need to be identified by other teachers at your school. Enter a password for the student. Ensure you make a note of this password and provide it to the student. Click Add Student to create the record. Once the student has been added, you will notice the student has automatically been assigned a username. The student will use this along with the password entered earlier to undertake assessments. We will now learn how to create assessments. It's important to ensure all students have been added to the class prior to adding assessments, as students added after an assessment has been added will need to have an assessment manually assigned. There are two methods available to create an assessment. This lesson will show the simple method via the My Classes screen. To create an assessment, click the Assessments tab, then click Add Assessment. Locate an appropriate assessment and select Next. You can customize the name, code, and description of the assessment and specify the assessment dates and length. Once you are happy with your selections, click Add to Class. In the next lesson, we will demonstrate how to review the content of an assessment. Assessments can be viewed in detail via the Content Library. To view an assessment, click Assessment Library under the Content Library. Search for and select a relevant assessment. The assessment details and questions will be shown on the screen. To view a specific question in detail, click the question. The question prompt, answer, and any associated images will be displayed. To assign this assessment to your class, click Assign to Class, then select your class. You can customize the name, code, and description of the assessment and specify the assessment dates and length. Once you are happy with your selections, click Assign to Class. Regardless of how an assessment is added to a class, it can be managed in the same way. To view the available assessments for a class, select the Assessments tab. On this screen, you can see the status of each assessment. The available statuses are Draft, indicating the assessment has been created but is not yet available for students; Published, indicating the assessment is live and available for students to complete; and Complete, indicating the assessment has been finalised and is no longer available to students. To manage an assessment, click the assessment. The assessment I have selected is in the draft status. To publish this assessment to students, click Publish. This assessment is now live and available for students. You will notice the Publish button becomes a Complete button once the assessment is in a published state. To complete the assessment, click the Complete button. The assessment will no longer be available to students. Students can be managed from the Students menu under My Assessments. The Students page will show you the students assigned to your classes. Click a student in order to view the student details. From the Student Details page, you can view the classes, assessments assigned to the student, and any previous assessment attempts undertaken by the student. If you wish to view assessments across all classes you teach, this can be done by selecting Assessments under the My Assessments menu. Student results can be viewed via two methods. The first method is by selecting Classes from the My Assessments menu, selecting a class, then selecting an assessment from the Assessments tab. The attempts for this assessment across all students in the class will be shown. This view is useful for viewing results within an assessment. To view a single student attempt in detail, click the attempt. You can also view the results for a single student across assessments for the same class. To do this, navigate back to the assessment screen and select the student from the Students tab. Keep in mind this screen will only show the student results within the current class. In order to view the students' results across all classes you teach, click the Click Here link on the displayed message. All classes, assessments, and attempts across classes you teach will be shown in a single consolidated view. This same screen can also be reached via the Students page of My Assessments. In order to undertake an assessment, students must first visit the Maths Hero portal, located at portal.mathshero.com.au. Log in via the username and password provided by your teacher. If you have forgotten your username or password, your teacher can look it up or reset it for you. Your available assessments will be shown. To start an assessment, click Start Assessment on the relevant assessment. Each question of the assessment will be shown one by one. The countdown timer in the top right corner of the screen indicates how much time you have left. Once the timer has elapsed, your assessment will be automatically submitted. Answer each assessment question, then click Next. Once you have answered all questions, you will be provided with your score for the assessment. If you accidentally leave the assessment screen, you can resume your assessment via the homepage. Your assessment will be shown under In Progress on the homepage. Simply click Resume Assessment to resume the assessment. Complete the assessment as you normally would. To learn more, visit mathshero.com.au.